Let me tell you what I think should be gone. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Alvarez.
You know, I mean, it's a circus, man. To me, when I hear things like that, man, that's not good for boxing, man. To be honest with you, and especially the face of boxing, the pound for pound king, trying to fight these little guys, you know? I mean, I don't think that's cool.
Do not think that Canelo versus Crawford is the most important fight of the year. On paper, it seems like the perfect match, 2 pound-for-pound kings, two boxing icons, and one ring. But the truth is that this fight is more about money, publicity, and flashy moves than it is about skill-for-skill legacy boxing. If you care about sweet science at all, this fight will make you sick.
It looked like Canelo, and I have to ask you, your son should have got the opportunity.
Embarrassing, man. You know, that would be embarrassing.
And how do you feel about Canelo?
It would be embarrassing for me to even ask for a fight with Terence Crawford, you know, with David Benavidez. Come on, you know, it's embarrassing, you know? It's like me trying to go to fight Usyk. Come on, bro, you know? It's a big difference. Canelo's too big to Terence Crawford, you know? It's all about money. I think that Canelo does not need to fight for belts. He could go and do exhibitions and he'll make the same money that he's making, because at the end of the day, you know, he's Canelo. He's worked so hard and people will pay to go see him. But I just believe that he has fucking belts hostage, you know? He's not giving people opportunities, you know? And I don't know why the organizations are allowing that. Why not make it mandatory? We waited for 4 years, man. Mandatory, you know? So at the end of the day, you know, man, I just don't even want to talk about Canelo.
What about that 200
now,
million?
you know, now we have Diego Pacheco at 168. Now, you know, it's like Canelo, you know, like, but I would even think that he would never face Diego Pacheco at this point.
Listen to me. Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford, but Crawford is being marketed to the world as a historical occurrence. But let's break it down. That is, who asked for this? Who gets what? Who is the most daring? Because this might be the biggest mismatch in boxing history, along with the largest marketing spend. This is the reality surrounding Canelo versus Crawford.
Crawford versus Canelo.
I hate it. I don't like it one bit. I think that Crawford is the best pound-for-pound fighter on the planet. I think that Canelo is one of those folks. But Canelo is fighting at 168, which means he's walking around heavier. And I appreciate Canelo Alvarez coming on this show, having me interview him last week before his victory over Munguia, which I knew would happen. I appreciate his honesty and his candor. But I was honest too. He knows what I want. I want what all boxing fans want. We want to see the reigning, defending super middleweight champion of the world, fighting against another super middleweight champion in David Benavidez.
So, here's how we got here. Turki Alashik, the Saudi Arabian entertainment juggernaut who is currently bankrolling the whole boxing scene, has chosen to make history again. After staging mega fights such as Fury vs. Usyk and Joshua vs. Ngannou, he's back at it, this time putting Canelo and Crawford together in the ring.
It's happened. Canelo Crawford, 13th of September in Las Vegas. Thank you for everyone. Thank you, Canelo. Thank you, Crawford. Thank you, Netflix. Bella. Thank you, Bella. Thank you, all your team in Netflix. Thank you, Nick Khan, TKO. Thank you, Dana, my brother, who he will promote this fight with me. Thank you for Sila, Dr. Rakan, my old friend, Dr. Rakan. Thank you to Riyadh Season, Faisal. Thank you to Fatal Fury, SNK. Thank you to the Ring Magazine. Thank you for everyone. This is the biggest fight in boxing and in the history in the last 10 years and maybe more. Thank you, Shepard, from the team of Canelo. Thank you, Ash, the Hunters. And this is very good opportunity for the talent in boxing. we will make the undercard, all the undercard, about talent. Because we have the biggest fight. We don't need big fight in the undercard. For that, we will give the chance for the talent. If you think you are ready to be in the undercard of Canelo Crawford, come talk with us. And maybe you will have chance. Thank you, and see you in Vegas the 13th of September, inshallah.
And, to be honest, it feels important. Crawford, who recently destroyed Errol Spence Jr. and became undisputed at welterweight, is now after greatness. Canelo is still the face of boxing, the red-headed killer who has ruled super middleweight for years. So, while it appears to be a fantasy fight, let us not mix hype with logic, since true fans understand that this fight makes no physical sense.
Crawford can make Canelo look bad just like Mayweather did, okay, and just took him to school without running. Or we'll see, Canelo just annihilate him because of the weight. You have to remember that Crawford is a 47-pounder or 54-pounder. Coming and Canelo has fought he's probably weighed 200 pounds in the ring at one point. So and it makes a huge difference, guys. 1 pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds makes a huge difference. So especially at the elite level. So I think it's a great fight. I just think that the press conferences were freaking lame.
Why?
Just because it was all staged. I mean, come on, guys. Look, if you want to see Canelo pissed off, take a look at my press conference.
Let's get real. When you take away the names, the pomp, and the Saudi oil money, this is not the super fight that boxing fans wanted. Crawford is a natural 147-pounder. That is welterweight. That's where he built his legacy. Undefeated, unchallenged, and totally unharmed. Even when he went up to 154, it stayed speculative. We've never seen him tested against real 150 for monsters, and he's never even settled there. So he's suddenly skipping ahead to 168.
I don't gotta knock him out to beat him. He's never been knocked out before, but he lost fights before. So everybody, that's coming in thinking that I need a knockout to beat Canelo Alvarez is wrong. And that's not the approach that, we take in this fight. If the knockout comes, then it comes. But we're not going in there to knock him out. We're not looking for the knockout.
Terrence, you've said if you win, you feel you're on the Mount Rushmore.
I didn't say if I win.
Okay.
I said when I win.
Well, with that, what is Terence Crawford's legacy with a win over Canelo?
Listen, I already said it. I'm on that mountain. Ain't nothing left to say.
Live, only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
You're telling me Bud is going to fight at super middleweight against a fighter who has dominated the class for years? Canelo has fought at 160, 168, and even 175. He has taken bombs from light heavyweights. He stood up to true cruiserweight punchers like Sergey Kovalev and refused to back down. The dude walks like a tank. That's a 21-pound normal difference.
I don't respect him anymore because he say, I'm not gonna do what they want me to do and this and that. And then he tried to, maybe Turki Al-Ashi told him, hey, you need to do something because you seem so nervous in Riyadh. So and he tried to he walking me back, and that's why I pushed him. And like I say, don't with me.
Does it bring a different Canelo then?
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, you watch Saunders fight, right?
Which one? The Saunders. Oh,
he pissed me off. He pissed me off. Yeah. So it's gonna be almost the same.
Live, only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
And size. Size counts in boxing. This is not basketball, where you can simply shoot over height. In boxing, each pound means more impact. Every division jump changes the way your power falls and how your chin holds up. Crawford's speed, timing, and IQ are definitely top, but he's going into the ring with a man who has fought killers in bigger weights. Can Bud keep that same power up? Can he take Canelo's body shots, which have beaten super middleweights?
The last fighters that you fought, they ain't on my level. And
I fought everybody.
The last fighters you fought since 2002.
Mention me one. You
Since
mention me
2002.
one elite fighter. Just one.
You.
Oh, me.
Look,
It's gonna
you.
be me.
I don't
And
care
you
about
will-
nobody else.
And you will see that.
You. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stump a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? Same everybody else been saying since I moved to 147, I ain't fought nobody. Every last one of them stump a mud hole in their ass and he gonna be next. Watch.
Live only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
Let us not ignore the history books. Kelbrook raised his level to 160 in order to fight GGG. His face was broken. Amir Khan tried the same thing. I fell asleep in the middle of my fight against Canelo. Mikey Garcia agreed to fight Spence at 147. Did not win a single round. It is a pattern. When little, highly skilled fighters reach for greatness, they are bodied. Not because they aren't good, but because there is a reason for having weight divisions. Purists will find the following part tedious. It removes the tension.
The others say like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like once he gets touched by Canelo, it's gonna be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, you know, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he's still got that kind of steam. But, you know, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo has, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know what I mean? So
When the game is already so lopsided, it doesn't feel like a chess match. It feels like a money grab. Crawford's greatness will be reduced since he is undersized. Even if he fights, it will most likely be a slow-paced battle in which Canelo presses forward, brushes off punches, and delivers gut-wrenching body shots that steal your soul. By round 6, Crawford will have to fight to precisely to live. That is not exciting. That is seeing your favorite player run uphill with weights on. He has to box beautifully, all hoping Canelo does not catch him clean. And if Canelo wins, he will beat a welterweight. Cool, there is no legacy rise, there's no risk, another little do added to the resume. If he loses, the judgment will be harsh. You lost to a guy to weight classes below you. So, who is this actually serving? Not the sport, not the rankings, but the combined brand power of two big names. Alashik's blank check has been helped by Turkey. This is not a heritage fight. It is a show, a crossover game disguised as pound-for-pound excellence. Even Oscar de la Hoya, who has promoted some of boxing's biggest movies, is not excited about the Canelo-Crawford match. And when Oscar says a huge fight isn't proper for boxing, you know something is wrong.
Because you have Crawford jumping up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo, who's a natural light heavyweight. Crawford, who couldn't push back Madrimov. Life and death with Madrimov. What do you think Canelo's gonna do to him? Run him out of the ring. You know what's laughable also? Dana White being named the promoter of this fight, considering he's never been in the boxing space. Has no stable of boxers. He didn't negotiate. And is being handed this fight on a silver platter and called promoter. He's the trust fund baby of boxing. That's it. The trust fund baby of boxing. And get this. The fight will take place during the day on September 13th in Las Vegas. During the day. So Canelo will fight during the day on Netflix just to accommodate UFC Noche later that evening on a different network. So does that mean this fight isn't important? Do they not give a about the fans or viewership? Why is it that Canelo has to fight during the day on Mexican Independence Weekend? And UFC with a roster of names I've never heard of is going on prime time. Cinco de Mayo, He's fighting in Riyadh, and now he's fighting during the day on the biggest weekend in boxing. Yeah, Canelo will fight anywhere, anytime he's told, because he doesn't give a... All he cares is about the money. Doesn't give a fans.
He just dismissed this matchup as a joke, accusing it of being more about politics and power than real competitiveness. But this is where things become more crazy. Dana White is busy promoting this fight. Yes, Dana White, the face of the UFC, is now collaborating with Turki Alalshik and TKO to market Canelo vs. Crawford under the name of Riyadh Season. That explains everything you need to know. This is not about memory. This is not about weight categories. This is about money, about placing to flashy names on a Saudi platform and marketing it as the biggest fight of the year, while real fans know it's just a crossover scam. And if Dana White, who absolutely despises boxing politics, is willing to promote it, that dag must be insane. Don't get me wrong. There are boxing pros, experts, and pundits out here excited about Canelo vs. Crawford, and fair enough. At the end of the day, it's two of boxing's biggest stars going into the same ring. That will make news. It will attract a large group of people. It'll become a style, but let's not pretend it's anything other than what it is. This fight is nothing more than a stage show. It is not meant to leave a legacy. It's not about pound for pound power. It isn't even for fans who enjoy technical matchups or fair weight class combat. It is for clout, it is for cash, it's for show. But when you peel everything away, what does it truly mean for the sport? Not much.
Are you still favoring Crawford in the fight, or has your opinion changed?
No, I mean, I've always favoured Canelo in the fight.
Well, I've heard that you want Canelo to win, but you feel...
Of course, yeah. I like Terence. I've worked a lot with Canelo, and I think just because of what I saw in Riyadh and because of the threat, and he's getting on as well, Crawford, but it's just like the mindset of Crawford. Like, there's no doubt in Terence Crawford's mind that he wins this fight. And when you spend a bit of time with him, you kind of start buying into that. And I guess that's what happened in Riyadh, because I travelled with him to the fight, and but it's a 50-50 fight. I think gun to head, I'm probably picking Crawford right now. But I want Canelo to win. And he can win for sure. But Terence is going to make it really tricky and awkward for him. And I don't think he's going to like that kind of fight.
Yes, we will all tune in. Sure, it will look fantastic on a massive Riyadh stage, but in the end, it will not improve boxing. It's simply offering casual fans something showy to post about, while the true contenders in each division continue to work hard for fights that count. Boxing purists have very different dream matchups for both of these fighters. Fans begged for a fight between Canelo and Benavidez. The Mexican monster has been chasing the Canelo smoke for years, and the hatred between them has only grown. Benavidez is young, hungry, unbeaten, and, most importantly, in Canelo's weight class. That pairing made great sense. It would have resulted in a clash of mistakes. The ruling king versus the rising killer. That is the type of fight that might have properly sealed Canelo's legacy on 168, rather than simply patting him on the back.
I'm tired of missing out on these fights. And I want the boxing community, because y'all cover it more than me, you cover it better than me, because you live it and breathe it and eat it every day. Could you help a brother out? How much help can I give y'all to help put pressure on these promoters to give us the damn fights we want to see? I want Canelo versus Benavidez. I don't want Benavidez fighting Beterbiev. I want him fighting his natural weight class, super middleweight, against Saul Canelo Alvarez. That is the fight we should all be demanding. That brother has earned a shot. And I understand Canelo the businessman. He's like, he had to go through a lot and had to fight through everybody before he got on the top of the mountain where he could dictate terms. I totally understand that, and I'm not throwing no shade on Canelo. I'm just saying, we want to see this fight, especially if Benavidez handles his business this weekend. Canelo, we deserve to see that fight.
On the other hand, Terence Crawford versus Yaron Boots Ennis is a fight that true boxing fans crave. Boots is the future of the welterweight category and perhaps the most feared fighter in the sport right now. After Bud dominated Spence, the next obvious step was to test if he could outperform the next generation. That fight would have revealed everything we needed to know. Is Crawford still unbeatable, or is it time for a new age to emerge?
Who's the most skilled fighter today?
Bud is definitely one of them, for sure. Tank Shakur, Devin, Boots,
my favorite.
It's a lot of them, and they skillful in different ways. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that, like, I could bet the house on is Bud. Because me and him, we so much alike in our mentality. Like, soon as I see this dude, he come in the room or I come in the room, we start arguing. About basketball, wrestling, anything, bro. Like, man, you can't, man, you looking small. What you mean I'm looking small? You looking small. You gotta really hurt that dude to turn him away and to try to stop him from doing what he want to do. So, skillful, yes. But this and this, it's different, man. There's not a lot of guys like that out there currently. There's a lot of guys that talking. But until you get in that real fire, I'm not saying a guy, you fighting a guy you should beat. I'm saying a guy that it's a 50-50 matchup. We don't really know what you have. You don't even really know what you have.
Instead, we get a cross-division freak show in which one guy is clearly outsized while the other plays it's safe. So, while it may be the biggest fight of the year, it is certainly not the finest one we could have had. So now it's your turn to weigh in. Do you think Crawford has a real shot? Is this a real fight, or just another Saudi-sponsored spectacular show? Are you on Team Canelo or Team Bud? Leave your views in the comments section, and let's get this argument started. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. I will see you in the next.